leveled the beach. We had a nor'easter, one or two, that really just washed what we did prior to that away. We had a couple of problems with our golf carts. We've started a new process. We have a mechanic that comes in with much more reasonable costs than we have in the past. Two of our golf carts were fixed, and the third one we found out that the engine had seized and it's of no use to us in the park. So one of my proposals is that we purchase a used vehicle, because it put a crimp in our team approach to the park as far as security goes, parking goes, and management making the rounds at all times. So that would fall into a category of maybe $2,500 to $3,000 for a used vehicle. We also have thought about renting vehicles. Our experiences, we rented 2 vehicles a couple of years ago, and they were worse than the vehicles that we had.
Are you talking about the golf cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought I said that. Anyway, in adding to Bishop's report, we were down 11,000 in May, 36,000. In April, 36,000 in May, and we were up 53,000 first few days of June. And at this point in time, we're approximately running 47,000 behind last year.
Sorry, hold on. That's on revenues?
Yes, on revenue.
So we finished May. Sorry,
June
listen.
we
Sorry.
finished with a 6,400 to the plus line.
Hold on. Are we talking revenues, Fred?
Yes.
Okay, so revenues, we just, according to these numbers,
Go.
we're down 60,000.
That's through May.
Right. I'm just trying to reconcile our numbers here. Yeah, in the report here, so are we confident, Bill, that we're down 60,000 through the end of May?
Yeah, in that
All right, so now, how much did we recapture in revenues in June?
I don't have those
53.
Bishop hasn't.
That's the 53 that he's talking about.
Plus 53.
Plus
So that
53.
means we're down
That was
7.
on a year-to-date basis.
Right, so that means we're down 7
We're down about $6,400.
6,409.
Yeah,
on revenues.
on revenues.
So it means we should be better in terms of net.
We've got a good chance.
Yeah.
If we're up 40,000 on the net through May 31st, unless you guys spend a hell of a lot of money in the first 9 months of days in June, we should be better results-wise as of the 9 days into June.
Yeah, I don't want to throw the cold water on the thing, but our expenses have a tendency to lag because we're on a modified accrual basis, and we're mostly like on a cash basis. So a lot of our startup expenses may not have hit by May 31st, and you're going to start to see
I think
expenses
the
accelerate.
principal message, so first of all, great news for June.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second of all,
Early.
just for our new members on the board, the budgeting process here is fundamentally different than everything else you do. And so in the first 6 weeks in the summer season, you can see how all our time and effort is put in, but it's completely out of our control now. Mayor French has a good relation with the governor. He's helping with the weather, but so we can only do so much. But basically, you can see that the vagaries over. So great news for June. I think we got a good.
We have a good shot by the end of the.
Can you talk just a little bit about how you managed to get the expenditures down, Fred? 40,000.
Well, we've had quite a few rainy days, and on rainy days we send just about everyone home. We keep maintenance because they do inside work on rainy days.
Right.
But as far as the rest of the employees go, I'm there, Terry's there, and security.
You guys are fixed anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I think I just wanted to, this is really, I'm going to give Mayor French credit for this because he really pushed hard to make the operations as flexible as possible.
I agree.
And I want to commend the staff for implementing on that program because, and again, the people at home said it's a $40,000 improvement year over year in difficult environment. And I appreciate So we should potentially be ahead of where we were last year, in spite of the horrific weather we've had.
Yes.
Well,
So that's good work, Ms. Gioffre, Terry,
thank
and Mr.
you.
Nowotnik.
To be perfectly honest about it, we've been improving on that every year for the last 5 years. And yes, Mayor French was very instrumental in structuring our personnel hours and things. We keep a very close watch on that. The supervisors watch all the hours of their people. We do the best we can not to go into any overtime. And we're having our senior staff meeting tomorrow to get a read on the supervisors up to date, their opinions, the problems that they've encountered, problems that the supervisors can't solve. What I believe in is they float up to the senior staff. Senior staff then discusses it and make decisions as a team. We had a problem with well, first of all, receipts are being given to everyone.
Okay.
Receipts are being given to everyone. It's in my manager's report. We had a problem with the computer system in the permit office. There seemed to be a problem with the way we entered it into the computer, and that the bank wasn't picking up on it because there was an extra screen, an extra, what was it, the code numbers.
Yeah, have we solved that problem?
Yeah. What we did is, we were able to, we had names and addresses, we were able to look up telephone numbers, call as many of the people whose
Right.
credit card didn't work, and then the ones we couldn't call, we sent letters to. First we blocked their permit for the season. We sent a letter, we said, we're very sorry, we have computer good, yada, 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 and then, so,
And
in
just
the end, we'll retrieve all the.
No, I understand, so I'm glad we caught it, and we're glad we got it fixed in the future. Just make sure that in terms of emergency issues like that, please make sure Mayor French and myself are informed of anything like that happens, because obviously we have a long.
What happened was, the system was asking for a security code on the card, only the bank wasn't wanting it, and it was giving us false authorization, but when we went to settle the credit cards at the end of the night, it didn't go through.
Right, so you're always going to have these kind of snafus, but obviously with all the effort to get receipts, all the effort to put close to the call and everything like that, when those snafus happen, just to
I would say more than half of the people I sent letters to have already responded.
Good.
So
Anything
it's
else,
been
Major
Well,
Fred?
I give Terry
Yep.
credit and one of her assistants for doing the detective work and tracking it down. The other problem that we're encountering is, in order to bring credit cards to all the cashiers, we've got a problem because the system has a tendency to break down. So if we're using a credit card in a cashier's booth and that system goes down, the only thing we'll have to track them down is the last 4 numbers of their credit card. So that then becomes a problem. That's money we would automatically lose. So I sat down with.
Wait, you mean if they've already gone through,
Yeah.
you lose the,
Well, we lose it if the computer goes down.
really?
It's not registering at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's not
Or
registered.
registered.
So I sat down with our computer consultant, and he suggested that we hardwire each of the parking booths, the cashier's booths.
How much is that going to cost?
Approximately, his estimate is $400 to $600 per booth, but to go out to the north end, we'd have to run a wire either underground or overground. It would cost quite a bit more for that one location.
So $400 to $600 for the parking booth and $400 to $600 for the beach booth?
For the south and for the middle. So that's like, let's say 6, 6, and 6. But to go out north would cost quite a bit more because you have to run it. Now,
Well, I mean, look at we're projecting $900,000 in revenue, all well, no. Let's say you take out the prepaid permits and the seaside, about $750,000 of all cash. We made a policy, we want to take cash out of this business, so we need to accept credit cards. Now, North Beach, you could say, we don't take credit cards at this booth, right?
this is what my thing.
But, when I went to LaGuardia and I needed bacon, egg, and cheese to hop a plane, it's a quick swipe and I'm off.
Fred, that they're hardwired though.
I know.
And
Well,
we're
but-
not-
Again, $750,000 of cash pouring through that
So
park
what
in a very few months. I think we need to take cash out.
Exactly, and then how long will it take to hardwire?
I don't think it would be that difficult, because Mike Lazarus, our consultant, said that he can hardwire through the wire that already...
Could this be done in a week's time?
Yeah.
All right, well, I
Fred,
think,
Mike can't do it, Mike's
What?
not.
No, but an electrician could do it through
The
In
camera.
a couple of weeks'
through
time,
the
yes.
camera people.
Not
Well,
2
okay,
weeks,
so
maybe.
it sounds to me that that unless somebody has an objection, I think that the board is suggesting, and I think it's a good point, we don't want to have $750,000 in cash transferred to the park. Commissioner Sonny?
Before the season started, didn't we pay Mike to get us up and running so we could receive credit cards? Didn't we
We
spend like
can do-
$5,000 to get this thing going?
We
Yeah,
can
we did,
do
right?
it,
Yes.
but what's happening is
Better
the
for-
computers freeze, and we're trying to figure out, is it the computer, is it the network, and we've been monitoring it. But I can tell you that during the course of the day, at least 5 or 6 times a day, that computer freezes. So you're gonna lose those transactions.
That's not my question. My question is, we have a consultant who gave us a recommendation, we followed that recommendation, we spent good money for that recommendation. Now he's coming back with a different recommendation. Why didn't he give us this recommendation in the beginning so we wouldn't be here today? Because one of the things we wanted to do was avoid this problem when the season is, we're in the season. Do you have an answer for that?
He gave us an enhanced Wi-Fi.
But it's not
We-
working.
We have a reliability issue that we're trying to resolve, and we're not quite sure
Okay.
where that lack of reliability actually lies.
What are the
Part
choices?
of a couple of the thoughts are, most of our system is 5 years old. We bought it in
So your
2009.
system in the computers?
Perhaps.
No, I don't understand what you mean by system. What is the system?
The system,
The
meaning
software or the hardware?
both. All right, we installed the entire package. You spent $55,000 to do it. Most of that hardware is coming up on 5 years old. The network itself, what we have is we have a lot of trees in the way and things of that nature, and we're not seeing reliable Wi-Fi signals. We have a distance problem, particularly with the North Beach situation, which is almost a quarter mile from the main service. So there are 2 or 3 points there that we're trying to figure out which one is the cause of most of the difficulty. Lastly, the individual units freezing during a transaction is problematic because we're trying to move people through or we're trying to move cars through, and all of a sudden the system stops and you've got the clerk there trying to figure out, what do I have to do? 2 minutes to reboot. In the meantime, people are backing up and so forth. So we're concerned about the reliability of the transaction, and that's kind of where our reticence is in terms of the credit card aspect. He is working on it. Sad to say, if he can't solve it in a reasonable time frame, perhaps it's time to move on.
Well, yes, sir.
My problem is exactly that. We can't put good money after bad money. We're chasing our tail here because we spent good money so that we would get a reliable system. We took a recommendation, we spent the money. Do we get that money back? It seems like, no, my point is this. We would have spent $600 per unit. It would have cost us less money. We would have had it done. But it sounds like even if we do it, we still don't know if it's going to be 100% reliable. We need 100% reliability, not 95%. Because no matter how you slice it, 100% is the only way to function in this
Bishop,
business.
who do we use for computer stuff at the town?
Well, we use Sullivan Data, but this is a different concept here. This is much more a retail management system as opposed to our network.
We're not the retail management system that operates in the summertime. I don't know why I agree with Commissioner Salnitro. I don't understand why we're having all these problems.
Right. I would tend to agree with you. Playland has solved it. Any number of parks, amusement parks around the country have
Bishop,
solved
you
it.
sit down with Mr. Gioffre and Ms. Finelli, come up with a recommendation. I think the board, I'd actually like to, since we're not going to be together for another month, I don't know, well, I guess we'll call a special meeting, if we need to call a special meeting, we gotta spend some money.
I think we're ready to spend some money tonight.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't want to.
I agree, which is not
Here's
just
the
a
it's
bad,
not
bad
gonna
money
work.
after good, yeah, yeah.
But
So-
we're not even sure that the $600 is an actual cost.
I don't think it's the right cost.
You
Because
know, I
know
mean, we had gone down this route before, and
Oh, absolutely.
it was tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I know.
You know, now I don't understand how they only do that.
It seems artificially low.
Yeah.
Well, there was a number of 10,000, and when I talked to Mike Lazarus, he told me the largest expense of that is going.
Well, Mr. Rosenberg.
So we'll have to-
Hold on, hold
What
on.
concerns me is it doesn't seem to me that we're absolutely certain that it's the wireless connectivity that's the issue. Although we know, you seem to know that you're getting spotty coverage in certain areas of the park, you're not, maybe it's just the way it's coming across. It doesn't seem to me that this consultant is 100% certain that that's the issue. I mean, the computers are 5 years old, but we're really not doing anything that's so intensive on these computers that would really, 5 years old is still.
You work in the field, don't you?
I do.
Do you have any thoughts or
To
suggestions?
me, I mean, you may want to ask them to look into a range extender, and a repeater in the park to extend the range of the Wi-Fi, which you could go buy a Radio Shack for about $75.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we did that this year.
We
Yeah, I
had,
think that was part of it.
Right.
So really, listen, when staff comes to the commission, we kind of take your word for it. We have to, because we're not experts. But at the same time, if you're not comfortable, I sense that the staff isn't comfortable with this proposal, but $600 per sounds extremely low, to be honest with you. Let's not be foolish and go forward with something that doesn't work. It's not going to work. Maybe we can fix what we have. We spent a lot of money on it.
well, we're trying, we're replacing 2 of the computers. We've already rewired north, and moved the antenna. 'Cause that
Number-
is-
I think what I'd like to have, if we could, is I'd like to, I need you to put your collective heads together, remind us what's been done, remind us what's been spent, and then come up with a definitive proposal, what's going to solve it, with full confidence. If we can't achieve that confidence, we got to figure out, we got to gain that confidence. There's no reason to.
I just wanted to mention to the commission, the hard wiring investment that we would be making, and I think we should price it out. The wiring will be what I would call state-of-the-art standard, so it would apply to any other system fixes or anything else that you decide to do. So that investment would not be lost in terms of whatever other steps might be necessary. And I think that if I were doing this, I'd be looking at it saying, let's first resolve the intermittent issue, the Wi-Fi interference and so forth, take that off the table with the hardwired solution. If we need to do more, we know that that investment is still there and we don't have to reinvent it.
The infrastructure. I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, one side is taking cash out, but the other that I've experienced is our customers want to use their credit card. If you look at the average non-resident, it's $15 to park, and a father and a wife and 2 kids, it's $40 to get onto the beach. It's $55 a day. We want to be able to make it easier for them.
Thank you. Councilman Brett?
Yeah, just quickly, I think it sounds like this isn't going to be fixed by tomorrow, no matter what we decide to do. So I think the staff needs to come up with a short-term solution as well as a long-term solution. And and again, we're in a customer-based business. You don't want every 5th driver who comes through to be delayed, and therefore the entire line of people trying to get in to be delayed. So is there, the old-fashioned machines that ran carbon over your credit card were pretty fast. And I know that there are some small businesses that still use those. Do we have something like that we can use when the system gets frozen so that you're not rebooting and making everybody wait 3 minutes every time the system freezes? Is there something you can do to take down credit card information and then reconcile at the end of the day to get those charges through?
what happens is, coming
Good
from
look
the
at it.
MasterCard business, what would happen with that would be an unauthorized sale that you would then have to wait till later in the day to manually call and get an approval for it. Where the way the system works is once you swipe the card, you automatically get an approval. And it won't go through unless you have an approval.
I understand. So, but my question is, in the meantime, while we still have these freezes several times a day, can you do the manual method?
I wouldn't know, but we'll look into it.
That's certainly something we can look at, absolutely.
We'd have to get in touch with the bank and find out, how that would all work.
Well,
Because we would have to settle it a different way, and we'll call TV Bank.
I'm just going to say that I see what Mayor Francis is bringing up, because the Middle Beach entrance is where most of the people go in, and they're giving a whole lot of business to the restaurant because they have an ATM machine, so they can't use their credit card, so then they go in there and they get charged $250 or something like that for using for the transaction, and then they come back and pay cash. So I think, this is a very important thing to push forward.
all right, so I think, great, so the staff will come back to us with some recommendations shortly, and if we need to reconvene, I can go through this. All right, great. Fred, I think that unless you have something really
No,
important.
what I'd like to do though is recommend buying a used cart, golf cart, because we have one that's dead and the other three are working, and that puts us behind.
Well, just tell you, I don't want to pick, how much is it going to cost? Is it in the budget? I'd rather get, unless it's absolutely urgent and necessary, I'd rather get, how much are you talking? I'd rather, how much?
$3,000.
Or less.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't used those cards as much as I'd like them all these years. And and until we have better visibility,
Some
I
of
don't
them
know.
are like a Model T Sport.
So I won't ride golf, won't we? That's giving you
I
cars.
did, no, we rented two from them, but they were not good cars. They crashed. They're up one day, we get them fixed, they're down another day. So the rental is not a great idea.
Unless the board is anxious to make venture on a new golf cart or an old golf cart. I think this is part of the
I
mission.
don't want to be the historian on this commission, but we did buy a used one a few years back. How did that hold up?
That's the one that I believe does.
See, there's no reliability.
So we buy new ones, $6,000.
I don't, how many golf carts do we have?
We have four.
We need-
One's down, three are working.
I think three's more than enough, quite
Do we
frankly.
have bicycles?
Yeah, sure, if you need a bike or something like that to get around.
We're using a bike.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steph. So we'll look forward to that report as soon as you can. Yep.
I just want to add 2 or 3 things. We were alerted by FEMA that where their reimbursement level was 75%, they have now stepped up to the plate, and they are reimbursing at 90%. This is extremely helpful for us because it eliminates a little level of risk. In addition, they gave us approval to put up a safety fence along the inside of the beach by the collapsed seawall. What we're experiencing is kids, we need to protect the kids from going into that area. So FEMA has agreed, and they're going to pick up the expense. That's going to be about $3,000. Basically, it's going to mirror the fence that the city of Rye put up on the street side of Dearborn. So this way, we'll have